Today, welcome to my channel. I am unboxing the Hudl 2 tablet, which I have bought a week ago at car boot sale for £5. Let's talk about the context of Tesco Hudl tablets. Tesco is the UK's largest grocery retailer that was founded in 1919 and sells groceries and household goods. Tesco entered the tablet market by releasing the first Hudl in September 2013 for £119, and it was wildly successful amongst British buyers, with over 400,000 units sold in the first 3 months. It blew out of the £150 tablet market, dominating Amazon Fire HD 7 and Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 7.0. Hudl was so successful that Tesco went to release Hudl 2 in October 2014 for £129, with many improvements over the original Hudl, including a sharper, larger display, faster Intel processor, new design, more RAM, improved cameras, and Android KitKat out of the box. At that time, users could exchange £65 worth of club card points for a Hudl 2 tablet. It was very competitive in the £150 tablet market, which included Amazon Fire HD 7 and Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 7.0. However, it was discontinued in October 2015, and in 2020 server certificates for activating Hudl tablets shut down, and in 2023 Tesco shut down these servers, making it pretty much impossible to set up a factory reset Hudl tablet. Anyways, let's see if this 2014 grocery store tablet holds up in 2025. Let's talk about the design of this tablet. The Hudl 2 comes in 8 different colors: rocket red, zesty orange, tropical turquoise, jazzy blue, perky purple, bubblegum pink, dreamy white, and slate black, which the latter of 8 is mine. The design for Hudl 2 is sturdy soft touch plastic, which helps with the grip and comfort of the tablet. This tablet is smudge and scratch resistant, which are helpful for children, who are the target demographic, handling the Hudl 2. At the front it has a 1.2 megapixels front camera and a microphone, as well as a LED charging light to indicate if the tablet is charging. At the back it has a 5 megapixels rear camera at right and 2 speaker grills at either side. At the top side, when held at the default position, there are volume and power buttons. At the left side, there is a 3.5mm headphone jack, and at the bottom side, there are a micro SD card slot, which supports up to 32GB micro SD cards, and a micro HDMI port, which can be connected to TVs and monitors using the micro HDMI to HDMI port. Anyways, let's boot up the Hudl 2. I fully charged the tablet. The boot time for the tablet is around 33 seconds, which is typical of an Android tablet. Once the tablet is booted, it takes to the lock screen, which is not password protected. I am lucky because it wasn't factory reset because of Hudl servers becoming inaccessible in the 2020s. I want to see if anything from the previous owner is stored in the tablet. The previous owner had used Bixbliv, which is a learning platform, and Pivot, which both open as web shortcuts. I also checked the app list and the owner didn't install any apps. All these apps in the app list were pre-installed. I am checking if the previous owner was logged into the tablet and I can't see the Google account. I looked through the photos and I found the refresher training report cards. So the tablet had likely been used by the previous owner for training. Next, I looked through the Chrome history and I found that the tablet was last used on the 13th of April 2016. I went to the data usage analyzer and I confirmed the tablet was last used on the 13th of April 2016 and first used on the 8th of January 2016. Once I finished exploring the data from previous owner, I cleared these data to prevent these from syncing whenever I'm logged to my Google account. I didn't factory reset this tablet because of Tesco Hudl server shutdown in the 2020s. I am logging to my Google account on the Hudl 2 and I had to verify using my phone via two-factor authentication. Eventually, the login succeeds and I'm able to go into Google Play Store. However, the Play Store encountered the server error, which is because the version of Play Store is outdated, so I got to update the Play Store to the latest version. I tried Bluetooth but it didn't let me transfer any files from my phone to Hudl 2, so I created a live server on my phone where I host Play Store and Play Services APKs, and I connected my Hudl 2 to my live server to download the latest version of both APKs for Android KitKat and installed both these APKs. Now that Play Store finally works and I can finally update apps. If you have enjoyed the video so far, please consider liking my video and subscribing to my channel. The Hudl 2 has a 8.3-inch IPS display with resolution of 1920 by 1200 pixels. Good for 273 pixels per inch, which was impressive in a budget tablet from 2014, a step up from the original Hudl's 7-inch 1440 by 900 pixel display, and ahead of budget tablets from the era, which mostly had 1280 by 800 pixel displays. It is even sharper than sub-150 tablets from 2025, including Samsung Galaxy Tab A9, which has a 1340 by 800 pixel display. The icons and elements look sharp on this tablet. The display also has 10-point multi-touch and has very good color reproduction. The Hudl 2 originally shipped with Android 4.4.2 KitKat, but in mid-2015 Hudl 2 received an update to Android 5.1 Lollipop. This Hudl 2 I have is still running Android 4.4.2 KitKat, which is one of the last versions during the Holo era, which ranged from Android 3.0 Honeycomb up to 4.4.4 KitKat. Android 4.4 KitKat features an Easter egg-cooled dessert case that is a rainbow grid of desserts that can be randomly tapped over and over. Anyways, let's talk about the software of the tablet. The software on this tablet is basically mostly stock Android KitKat user experience, as would see on Nexus 7, 2013, however it comes with Tesco apps and some bloatware. Android 4.4 is the final version to support lock screen widgets, something that is revived in iOS 16, One UI 6.1 and soon to be released Android 16 QPR1. The Hudl 2 comes with My Tesco Launcher, which shows cards of Tesco services that can be opened. The Tesco Groceries app still works in 2025, but the items and prices were last updated almost 10 years ago in September 2015. Tesco Direct, Clubcard, F&F and Tesco Real Food all are web shortcuts, but only the latter one still works in 2025. Tesco Bank and Tesco Photo don't work because both are outdated versions. In the initial software version for Hudl 2, late 2014, it featured Blinkbox services on movies, music and ebooks, but it got replaced by equivalent third-party services because Blinkbox services got either sold off or shut down. As for the app compatibility, only around 2% of apps still supports Android KitKat today, and most apps dropped Android KitKat support in around 2019 to 2021. And finally, Google Play Services dropped support for Android KitKat in August 2023. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the Hudl 2 has a 5-megapixels autofocus rear camera that can record video at 1080p and a 1.2 megapixels front camera recording at 720p. The camera was acceptable for a budget tablet from 2014, but is outdated in 2025. Yes, there are lots of camera modes, some originally exclusive to Google Nexus devices, including lens blur and photosphere. The photos comes grainy in low light and may be overexposed in bright light. The Hudl 2 is powered by Intel Atom Z3735D, which is a quad-core chipset with Bay Trail architecture and 1.33 GHz base clock speed, boosting to 1.83 GHz. Although most tablets are ARM-based, the Hudl 2 is an outlier, featuring AX86 chipset. As in the benchmarks, this tablet performed surprisingly very well in Geekbench 3, about twice as fast as other £150 per $200 tablets from the same era, including Fire HD7, 4th generation, and Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 7.0. The Hudl 2 scores relatively high in the Quadrant benchmark. Although x86 app compatibility can be a hit and miss, this tablet performed very well for the budget from the era, especially with near-stock Android. Swiping through home screens or content is snappy, and it comes with 2 GB of RAM, which was the standard for many $600 plus flagship phones from that era. And that means you can retain many apps without the RAM running out. It has 16 GB of storage, of which around 6.5 GB are used by the operating system, which for a near-stock OS looks very high due to Tesco Launcher and bloatware. As for gaming, the performance on mobile games from the era performs very well. Is the Hudl 2 still worth in 2025? You can buy an used Hudl 2 tablet in 2025 for only £12 to £20 on eBay depending on condition. Honestly, it isn't worth buying this tablet as main tablet in 2025 due to outdated Android version, and hassle of setting up this tablet due to Tesco Hudl servers shutting down, and there are no custom ROMs. It is worth spending slightly more, around £30.40, to get a much better tablet such as Samsung Galaxy Tab S2 with much faster CPU, better display and design, and more storage, plus custom ROM support up to Android 14. But if you still have a Hudl 2 lying in your drawer, don't factory reset. Instead, you can use it as an emulation device, which can play games up to PSP or Nintendo 64 level, or a media player for watching videos and reading ebooks. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you still have the Hudl 2.